after many delays, Wonder Woman 1984 is finally out, and it's very disappointing. The main problem with the film is that the first one was so good, which was kind of a detriment to this one because it was such a surprise success for DC. It was the first time any of the new DCEU movies got a fresh or Rotten Tomatoes. It was the first time the audience really loved it. It was the first time everybody felt united as opposed to them just complaining about everything. So, of course, they're going to give Patty Jenkins a sequel and let her do whatever she wants this time. And that's a problem because most of this movie felt very unnecessary. The first half hour of the movie is Amazon Olympics, which would be fine, except nothing about it ties back. If they were setting stuff up for stuff that happens later in the movie and becomes important, okay. Half an hour of that if it becomes important, okay. But none of this ever comes back for anything. It just feels like an unnecessary prologue that was just tacked on at the beginning so that anybody who was late to the movie or getting concessions or whatever didn't miss anything important. The other thing is, this is such a weird tone shift from the first one. The first one was so grounded in reality, more or less. It was this really epic World War I story with a lot of action, and this one just feels almost sort of like a parody. It's a little too silly, and there's a lot of issues with this. One of the main issues was that basically none of the plot really makes any sense. Wonder Woman finds this rock and she says, I wish that Steve Trevor were back. Now, from the trailer we thought, oh, he came back. Is it like Captain America where he got frozen? No, she just wishes him back, and it's not even him. It's just some random dude that is like she sees as Steve Trevor. So does that mean that Steve Trevor's spirit is possessing some random dude's body against his will? Is she basically using some guy against her will? You made Wonder Woman the villain. There's a lot of problems with this. Their problem is there's too many storylines going on. It has the Spider-Man 3 problem of there's too much happening. You have Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord. You have Maxwell Lord, and then you have Cheetah. Either one of these villains would be fine. Both of them together makes the movie overly complicated, and on top of that, their motivations are silly or make absolutely zero sense. Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord's motivation is that he wants, basically the whole world to love him. He wants to become the wishing stone. He wants to grant everybody what they want, but there's a price. Now, this could be good. They could do something different with the monkey's paw story where you get what they want, but there's like this twist that screws it up. But they're inconsistent with the rules. In order for him to grant this person's wish, he has to be physically touching the person. Until the end of the movie where he realizes, oh, if I go on TV and have everybody say what they want through the TV, I can do that's not how it works. You already established he needs to be physically touching the person. Just because I'm looking at you through the screen right now does not mean that I am touching you. This does not make any sense. And Cheetah's motivation is literally just Catwoman from Batman Returns. It's Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3. It's Elektra from Spider-Man 2. We've seen this before. And her entire motivation is, I want to be pretty. And it's not like they made her look super ugly or anything. She's still relatively attractive, even when she's not Cheetah. I don't get what that was about. And yeah, she just shows up as Cheetah in the last 30 minutes, and it, again, feels very tacked on. It's like when Eddie Brock becomes Venom at the end of Spider-Man 3. It just feels like the movie's already long enough. Why do you need to do this? That being said, I thought the action was very well done. I really enjoyed the part with the tanks. I really enjoyed a lot of the chase scenes. But there's also a lot of inconsistencies to Wonder Woman's powers. In the first movie, she could jump really far, but now she can fly. I don't mean she can jump high. I mean arms outstretched like Superman. She can fly, which doesn't make sense because this takes place before Justice League and before Dawn of Justice. And she doesn't do that in any of those movies. She just has the really tall leaping thing. So they're also being inconsistent with what her powers are and how they work. So yeah, this movie was a mess. It was very disappointing, especially considering how great the first one was. And I was really excited when they announced that Patty Jenkins was going to direct the new Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron, because I thought, oh yeah, Wonder Woman was so good. She's going to do a great job. And then I watched this and I went, oh, oh no, the next Star Wars movie could turn out like this. Yikes. So, yeah. It's kind of a mess. It's all over the place. Characters' motivations make no sense. And considering how great the first one was, it's very disappointing. So, while I would give Wonder Woman 1984 a D, a 6 out of 10, and a 4 out of 10, even then, that's still being generous.